Good morning. Another day, another video. Welcome back. Back in the car today, but we might be able to get another one out later today. That'll be back in the office. But today, I want to talk about masculinity and some of the things that I've learned about masculinity, some of the traits that I think really embody a masculine person, and how as guys we can strive to become more masculine in our daily lives. So I've picked up, in my opinion, a couple of key traits that I think really embody masculinity. The first one, in my opinion, is courage. Oh, this guy is, hang on one sec. Had to make sure that wasn't a cop. I think courage is absolutely at the apex of masculinity and masculine traits. And it really is something that every single guy should be looking to optimize. Not optimize, but maximize. Courage is definitely not something you optimize, it's something you maximize. I think the more you have of it, the better off you are. And I don't think you can be a masculine person and a high agency person without a lot of courage. I think just like anything, it's a muscle. It needs to be worked. It needs to be progressively overloaded. You start small and you work your way up. You know, you don't start by cliff jumping or skydiving or something crazy. You just start small with doing little things that scare you every single day to make progress, and you build confidence and self-esteem, and that's how you become a courageous person. So yeah, that's trait number one for sure, is courage. That's big time. Absolute must-have for masculinity. Another trait for me at the apex of masculinity is the ability to handle rejection. I think the definition of a non-masculine man is somebody who is extremely insecure and angry at rejection, who lets the pain of rejection defeat them and gives up. And who just in general has a hard time handling rejection. Because if you want to go anywhere in life, whether it be with your career or whether it be with girls or whether it be, anything, you're going to be handling a lot of rejection. That's the way it works. If you can't handle that, you're not going to be able to progress as much as you'd like, because you're going to be too scared to go out and ask for things with no guarantee of a yes or a no. I mean, and especially with girls, brother, it's just a guaranteed fact of life that you're gonna get rejected. Like, you have to accept that. That is just part of, for guys, that's just part of the dating process. So the sooner you learn to accept it and handle it, the better. Another trait that I have come to associate with masculinity is emotional regulation, which in my video yesterday I explained was a lot different from emotional suppression. Because one of those, emotional suppression is born out of fear and insecurity. Emotional regulation is born out of inner strength, a high amount of self-worth and self-belief, a low amount of neediness and reliance on others. I think any masculine man has to have a good grasp and understanding on their emotions, has to be able to feel them, has to be able to express them and recognize them, has to be able to integrate their emotions properly, but control them as to not let them reach extremes. So that's a big one for sure. I think another masculine trait is disagreeableness, which disagreeableness is just a heavy indicator of success in any field. For dating, it's a very attractive trait. And disagreeableness doesn't mean you are necessarily hard to work with. It means, oh, my bad. Yikes. There we go. It means that you stand your ground. It means that you stand up for what you think is right. It means that you plant your roots and you don't let people push you around. You're not a doormat. It means that you are not a very, I don't think malleable is the right word, because in order to grow in life, you have to be malleable. You have to be willing to change, but you have to stick up for yourself. Definitely have a lot of backbone. If you believe you're in the right, then until you're proven wrong, you have to stick with your guns and stay in the right until either you change your mind or you're proven wrong. Because sometimes you will be wrong, and that's okay, because we're humans, but it's something that I'm working on a lot, is being more of a disagreeable person, which is paramount to succeeding in life, for sure. Paramount to being a masculine man as well. Another trait that I can think of would be extreme initiative. Masculine men are initiators. They're offensive players. They don't wait around to be told what to do. They go and they do shit and they solve problems and they get stuff done. They are not passive human beings. They're very active, spontaneous human beings. Extremely high agency. They don't need to be steered and driven around. They will steer themselves, you know, and they'll go pedal to the metal without needing any push from anyone else. So I think initiative is a huge masculine trait. Another one would be capacity for effort and work ethic. Because, you know, when God, in the Bible, when God made man, the very first thing he did was give that man a job. At the end of the day, you know, men were made to work. You have to accept that, you know. And especially today, if you want to get to where you want to be, you have to be willing to really grind and put in the extra time. Your workday just objectively cannot end at 5 p.m. And it's something I'm working on, that you're gonna have nights where you're gonna be underslept because you're gonna have to stay up late working. You're gonna have to get up early working. That's part of the game. It's part of the deal. You're going to be underslept sometimes. You're going to have nights of 4 hours sleep. You're going to have nights of 5 hours or 3 hours sleep. I mean, one of the things that I'm looking to do in the near future is, pull a Scott Galloway, where you start working Tuesday morning and you finish work Wednesday night. Because especially if you're a guy like me in your 20s, you can handle that, you know? Now's the time. If you're in your early 20s, or like even your late teens, you can put your body and your mind through so much more than you could if you were a little older. So, time to go to work. Thank you very much for watching this video if you made it through the end, and I hope to see you back here again either later today or tomorrow. Peace.